Students. Love them or hate them, there's no denying there's bleeding thousands of them. All keen to put their mark on the big, bad, crazy world. She's probably one. But what if your first experience of being away from home is the days of hard drinking, partying late into the night, and occasionally turning up on campus? How'd you cope with all the chores Mummy used to do for you? Simple. Leave them, right? I mean, who cares about a bit of washing up? Well, we care, and I'll show you why. My name's Rufus Hound, and this is another Grime Scene Investigation. Get a job, hippies! This week we're in the west of England to find out why students leaving for university are considerably more likely to get ill than if they'd stayed at home. Siobhan, Rich and Vanessa all share this 8-bedroom house with fellow students. But it's the invisible flatmates that we want to find. And they're in for a few shocks. As we find bugs, slugs,
oh my God,
and a potentially fatal allergy.
I was in hospital for almost a week.
That little lot might be making these guys ill. You Siobhan? This way. But is it their fault or is the house to blame? And you must be the other two. Vanessa, Richard, this way. Come on, let's hit the van. Go, 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 go. It's our job to show them the dangers they're facing when they forego the cleaning up in favour of extracurricular fun and games. Ultimately, we need to find out which one of Mummy's little darlings is the filthiest little bastard. Whilst Anthony Hilton and his team of scientists, the Antoinette, start the forensic search,
Rich pickings in here, guys?
Yep.
I start the interrogation back in the van. People who live in crap often find that they get a little bit unwell. Do you guys get particularly out of sorts?
Every now and again you get a bit of a cold or a flu,
yeah,
but...
and it will spread between all of us.
Yeah,
we live
true.
so closely together.
House fever or something.
House fever? What the blooming flip is house fever?
There might be something to do with using the plate that looks clean, but isn't.
House fever doesn't exist, you idiot! Something's making them ill. Call it what you like. Our 3 students are getting sick. Siobhan suffering the most. We're here to find out why.
Enough samples in here?
Yeah.
So even now, you do think that maybe your lack of hygienic enterprise may contribute to you sharing some nasties that pass along through the house?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, for every cold you get, you know, you will not get that cold again, so, you know.
Right. But what if it's not a cold?
Then you could be in trouble.
No shit, Sherlock. This is a national problem. Nearly all students catch Freshers' flu, and every year thousands contract mumps. But worst of all, UK students are more at risk of getting meningitis than the rest of the population. But which of our students is the filthiest, aka the criminal? We'll start with you, Siobhan. Who do you think is going to be the filthiest of the 3 of you?
Who do I think? I'd rather say me than these 2, to be honest.
Vanessa is going for?
I'd say I've been living there the longest, so it'd probably be me. But then Rich is pretty dirty. Sorry.
No,
No, Rich is clean. He's probably cleaner than me.
Now, you see, this is where the friend thing is seriously going to hamper this investigation. You can't point the finger at anybody, so you're going to pick yourselves. It's rubbish. Fortunately, we're not relying on testimony from these 3. We've got a fistful of science toys to slap them about with. And whilst the Antoinettes nick their tea towels, Anthony's scouring the bedroom mattresses with the crime scope. The force in this one's strong is...
I'm going to say Vanessa.
Yeah, you are. Up tall. Finally, somebody with a set. Is there anything that you'd like to see done more in the Rufus? Can I have you? Yeah, sorry. Wait here. What's the deal?
I've just got back from the house and I'm a little bit worried. I've been checking out those mattresses and to be honest, they're in a pretty bad state.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we've used the crime scope on the stains on them and everything. God knows what's in there.
Clearly worthy of consideration, seeing as how agitated you are.
Yeah, well, you know, I think they should know. I think it's important.
Well, they're right there, man. I'm done with them.
Well, get them. Bring them. Come on, let me show you.
You three, follow me. In fact, screw it. Follow us.
Well, you would think you'd be worried, wouldn't you, really? This mattress, you know, it looks pretty old. How long have you had it?
I don't know, it was here when I moved in.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you think other people have slept on it before you?
Most likely.
Yeah? So it could be riddled with all sorts of things, really.
Beds. Students spend a lot of time in them, but so too do bed bugs, dust mites and fungal spores. Excuse me. Come with us. The older the mattress, the more likely it is to be riddled with all kinds of crazy crap.
Have you got a knife?
Yep.
Your landlord's not going to be happy. Could you take a sample in here for me, please?
Slash got one. You won't be back at one.
I suppose you're wondering why I've done this, are you?
Yeah.
But every night when you go to bed, you probably shed about 1 gram of skin cells, which get absorbed into the mattress, and probably about 2 pints of sweat. Those kind of secretions are perfect breeding ground for dust mites. They'll eat the skin cells, and in there you could have bed bugs which feed on your blood. They could bite you in the middle of the night. All these things could live and thrive in this mattress material, and I just want to show you what's in there.
Okay.
Go and see what you can find in that, Laura.
I mean, you here tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, we better take it back now. We've swabbed their house and wrecked their mattress, but it's time for these three to get up close and uncomfortably personal with Anthony.
If you could raise your arm, we'll all hold our breath and we'll take a sample of that, please.
It's hot in here, by the way.
It is.
Can I just say?
While Anthony gets on with swabbing them, I'm going to get them to dish the dirt on each other. Richard, what are we going to find on him?
Something to do with his hair.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of grease.
Do you wash your hair very often?
Every now and again, yeah.
Every now and again being...
Maybe a month or two.
A month? Oh, okay.
Richard's locks are his love magnet. Apparently the girls adore his unkempt look. But so do bloodsuckers like Headlights, who are more than happy to live in that barnet. Siobhan, why is she going to be the criminal?
Siobhan walks around without her shoes on quite a lot. Smokes.
Smokes. She walks around with her shoes on, inside, outside.
Yeah, she goes outside with them.
So anything she's picking up outside, she's bringing inside.
Bring it inside.
Feet are a microbiological breeding ground. They love those warm, dark crevices. Foot problems can range from smelly feet to fungal infections like verrucas or athlete's foot.
It's not natural to wear socks and shoes when you're just relaxing, is it?
Yeah.
And what about Vanessa?
Vanessa, no, you think? Well, Vanessa smokes as well. I mean, that's... And drinking.
Yeah.
And there's guys as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Loads of guys? Come on, let's talk this up. Have you known that there's been more than one guy?
There's been a couple.
Right, well there we go. Let's just say many guys.
Yeah.
You ever suffered from any sort of eye infections or anything like that?
I had a sty in my eye once.
Really?
Actually, I had conjunctivitis as well.
Vanessa's eyes are prone to infections, but if she's not careful, she could be opening herself up to some serious diseases like trachoma, which can make you blind.
Did you ever find out what the reason for that was?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I think Vanessa generally kind of a bit oily all over.
Mm-hmm. So we've got oily Vanessa.
And greasy Rich.
And greasy Rich. Nice. Body swabs are complete, but I still want to find out why Siobhan is suffering the most. Is there any allergies or any sort of things?
Yeah, I'm allergic to penicillin.
Okay.
So that also means if I get ill, I have to be aware that.
You can't take penicillin?
Yeah. Yes.
Penicillin is one of the most frequently prescribed medications, but if you're allergic to it, even exposure to the smallest dose can trigger a reaction, ranging from tingly lips to full-on anaphylactic shock, which can be deadly. So you'd never accidentally stumbled across penicillin?
I might have done.
Right.
I was ill and I was in hospital for almost a week.
Okay. This is a serious problem for Siobhan, but still doesn't explain why she gets ill more than the other two. The plot thickens. Back at the lab, and Bugman Papa J has fired up his microscope and got his first hit from Rich's mattress. Tell me if you recognise this face.
This is a bed bug. We found one in the mattress. This is the device it uses. It's like a hypodermic for sucking the blood out of you, but this is the interesting bit. It's in two halves, so it saws it in.
So that thing punches a hole and it sucks up, what, about 5 times its own body weight in blood?
Yeah, I guess that's fairly typical.
Do you not notice the bites then?
Yeah, you do. That's one way you know you've got these, so you'll notice little spots of blood on the bed linen.
Before, you were pretty upset with me about having slashed your mattress. How do you feel now?
I'm pretty glad, actually, yeah.
So what do you say?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hound.
That's right. All right, come on, you can go. We've got more work to do here. Go, 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 move! It's not looking good for Rich. His mattress is heaving with bed bugs, and to make matters worse, Anthony's discovered something outside his bedroom. And unfortunately, it's not a line of lovely ladies queuing to get in. What you doing?
Just taking a picture of this fungus I've found.
Yeah, that's what people do, you know. If they find moulds in a pint pot, they start taking pictures.
Yeah, but have a look. Can you see? That green one there, that's penicillium, possibly chrysogenum, maybe notatum. And that black one there is Aspergillus niger. It's a bit dried up.
Right, penicillium. That's what you make penicillin from, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So if you were allergic to penicillin, that's probably not a good sign.
Well, no, because it certainly produced penicillin. Given that they hardly ever wash these cups up, then if it's penicillin in the cup, they'll drink it. Yeah, that's right. You could be ingesting that. Why?
Because Siobhan's allergic to penicillin.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, this has stopped being a cup and started being a stick of rock.
What, how's that then?
It's got criminal written all the way through it.
Yeah, good one.
Not only is there penicillium growing in Rich's mugs, we've also found it in the kitchen. Spores in the air settle and germinate on food, growing rapidly into the telltale furry green mould, producing yet more penicillium. Siobhan is putting herself at risk every time she goes near the stuff. Suddenly, this case has taken a serious turn for the worse, much like Siobhan's health will if she carries on being surrounded by garbage like this. If we're going to solve this case, we need to get a clearer picture of just how badly the house itself is affecting our students. But how are we going to manage that? I do my concerned face. Then the Brummy Beefcake comes up with this gem.
I think it would be quite neat to send in a guinea pig, really.
Right.
But we need somebody that is not taking in their own bugs with them. We need somebody that's clean, and then somebody we can sample afterwards and see what they've picked up.
So we need somebody who can handle the hard-paced, hard-drinking, hard-rocking life of those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Any ideas? Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, these students better be ready to rumble! We're sending in one of our three. In the white corner, Taria, the finished bombshell. Laura, silent but deadly. Or Jess, more serious than a powder keg full of fists. But which one will it be? It's worth pointing out that before we send our Antoinette in, they have to be fully sterilised. Don't worry, they can still have kids and everything. It's just we need to be sure every germ that we get from them the following morning has come from that house. So, who was it? Oh my God! You better pray for forgiveness! It's Jess! These guys are in trouble! As day one draws to a close, we whack on some cool jazz. Laura and Taria get on with a long night's work in the lab. Meanwhile, Jess sets about getting more leather than Dale Winton's face, and that's pretty leathery.
I'm definitely a bit more worried now about the whole thing, you know, and just how dirty I'm actually going to end up being.
I cycled the whole way home. I think I'm clean. I mean, I don't want to. I'm clean.
I don't know who's going to be the criminal, probably Rich, just looking at his mattress.
Yes.
It's day 2. Right, well, they've had enough time to stew in their own juices. Ladies, eyes on Jess. We'll get the rest. Ready? Time's running out to solve this case, and we don't have time to let our suspects lie in. Whilst the Antoinettes get Jess up, me and Anthony wake the students, who we're pretty sure won't fight back. 5 minutes downstairs, quick as you can. Come on, go, 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 go. Let's step on this.
Vanessa,
Quick!
want a cup of tea? Well, you can make your own then. Come on, get up now.
Downstairs, 5 minutes, move. So, with our hungover Antoinette being carried back to the van, will our guinea pig be able to rat out the criminal? As the insider, was there anything that you found more disturbing that maybe we hadn't picked up?
When you walk into the kitchen without your socks on, you really do notice how dirty the floor is. And I was like stepping in pizza boxes, fag ends. I had a fag end stuck between my toe at one point.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was quite cool.
What do you think we're going to find?
I think we're going to find a whole variety of bugs, especially on my feet.
Right.
I can guarantee that my feet are dirtier this morning than they were before I went in.
Dirtier than they ever have been in your life?
I reckon, yeah. They don't feel very good at the moment. They feel really sticky.
Jess's feet were filthy, but it was the fungal spores on her body that caused the most concern. Remember, this green fluffy stuff is penicillium, the penicillium that's making Siobhan sick. Things aren't looking good, so it's time for me and Anthony to get back to the grime scene. This place is a disgrace. Basically, we're going to play a little game. It's a little game called Let's Not Revel in Our Own Crap. Firstly, you have half an hour to make this place clean to a standard that any one of your parents would be proud of. And secondly, we have an adjudicator.
I'm going to take some notes and make sure you do it properly.
The time starts when I turn on that light. 3, 2, 1, go, get going. What the students don't realise is that we've stained the washing up water with a special dye, which will show us how well they've cleaned their kitchen. That's right, we're wilier than Roadrunner's nemesis.
What was that originally?
I think it's a fish pie.
Very good.
With Anthony scrutinising the students, I'm off to see what Papa Jay's up to in Vanessa's bedroom.
What are you doing, John?
Well, I've been hunting around and found all these...
Little white bits of paper.
well, actually, yeah, but they're clothes moth larvae.
Clothes moth larvae?
Yeah.
So these are the things that when you've got a T-shirt, you pick it up, you haven't worn it for ages and they've got all little holes in. That's this fault.
If it's a natural fibre one, yeah.
This is a special thing which will just measure the temperature of that water for you.
At 29 degrees Celsius, all these guys are doing is giving any bacteria present a nice warm bubble bath. To be effective, the water needs to be as hot as you can stand it, and ideally at least 40 degrees Celsius.
Generally, apart from causing a lot of damage to clothes and natural fibres, they don't do any harm, but there is some evidence to show that if you get a real bad infestation, you can get various fungal growths on their detritus that they leave behind.
So these little fellas could be responsible for even more fungal growths. This house is plagued with more fungi than a truffle pig could dream of. Or some other analogy. I don't know, you try writing something about fungi. In the kitchen, Anthony's found something equally disgusting.
Seriously?
Yeah.
No, it's a bit of rice.
No, it's not.
What?
That's a slug. I think they're breeding in your kitchen somewhere.
Oh my god! Oh well.
There's bound to be more.
I don't even want to touch anything. How can they breed inside? I thought they lived outside.
Well, that's what they normally do, but your kitchen's like being outside, so...
Oh, it's so rubbish, it just knocked down.
Are you sure that just wasn't a really big bit of like wild rice or something?
Maybe
To my eye, that is a baby slug
How did they get up here?
living on your kitchen surface.
Slugs. Slimy, creepy and gooey. Normally they feed on tender young shoots in the garden, but in this house they seek out tender young students in the kitchen. No harm in that, you might think, but they've been known to carry real nasties like E. coli and the bugs that carry meningitis.
So the Hoover bag you have in this Hoover is not the right one for the Hoover?
No, it said it was, but it lied.
Right.
So I had to cut a hole to make it fit onto the attachment.
Right, yeah.
Talking Hoovers.
Again?
Yeah?
Yeah.
How's it been going?
Well, not too bad. They've gone at it with a vigour and they've done as we asked them to do.
If you wouldn't mind just stepping out that way.
Yeah,
I've got something to show you in a second. If you
come on.
Don't look so sad. Who's Mummy's little soldier? So, time to find out whether it's microbiologically clean. Anthony! You just got to put on the black light!
Can you see this orange glow around here?
Yeah.
Well, this was in your dishwashing water when you thought that you were washing up. So what you would do when you put in your plates in there, you were essentially contaminating all the crockery and everything that went in that water with whatever microorganisms that were in there, which then contaminated your sponge. And then, Rich, what did you do with that sponge?
Wiping the plates and stuff with it.
Yeah. But what else were you doing with it?
Wiping the surfaces.
Wiping the surfaces. Well, come with me. Look over here. Can you see?
Let's be fair to them. I mean, he said he wiped down the plates, right? So,
yeah.
Let's have a look. Like that.
At least it shows where we've cleaned.
Well, you're saying this where you've cleaned. This is showing you where you've actually spread microorganisms from the dishwater on top of the surfaces that you thought you cleaned with the dishcloth. See what Rufus is showing you there? If that dishcloth was just 3 days old, there could be up to 1 trillion bacteria in there.
Yep, you heard him. 1 trillion bacteria in 3 days. That's a smorgasbord of bugs. Bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella and Enterobacter, which will give you at the very least severe diarrhoea and vomiting. But more worryingly, traces of penicillium fungus could be clinging to the mugs and plates, leaving Siobhan open to a potentially lethal allergic reaction. But the good news is, it's not an incredibly hard thing to deal with. You take your dishcloth, stick it in the microwave for about 10 seconds, that'll kill the majority of things that are going to make you feel remotely ill.
And you do this in your home?
Every single day. In fact, I even do it with my flannels and towels. Smart ass. Kitchen sorted. We've got a good idea why Siobhan's getting more ill than the other two, but we still don't know which one of them is causing the problems. Time to get some results.
Heavy bacterial, foreign bodies, and a fluorescent green fungus.
We've gathered all the evidence. We've got 3 suspects, but which one is the criminal? Vanessa has bacteria-laden hands. Rich sleeps with bed bugs and has manky sex hair. And Siobhan, danger, danger!
So in terms of the eyes, who do you think would have the most microorganisms around their eyes?
Me.
Vanessa, because of her glasses.
Well, you're actually wrong. It was Siobhan. What about up the nose, do you think?
Probably me, if I've got it in my eyes.
Well, you're absolutely right. You had the most. So let's move on to the mouth then, shall we? Who would you think would have the most microorganisms in their mouth?
Me, isn't it?
It is you. Which, yeah, we're not surprised anymore, are we really? But that you have.
So, all fingers are pointing at Siobhan. But remember, this... and this... and this. By far and away, the issue that gave us the most concern were the high levels of penicillium mould in the house. They're leaving Siobhan open to a potentially life-threatening allergic reaction.
Now, the potential implications of that is that it was growing in cups, in mugs, and in glasses of half-drunk juice and things like that, and it was quite a lot there. And undoubtedly, those colonies will be secreting into the bits of coffee and tea and stuff left in there penicillin in its crudest sense. Do you remember telling me that your lips were tingling and your face felt a
Yeah,
little bit...
actually I do remember that.
Yeah? Do you think that might at all have anything to do with it?
It might have been, actually.
But this constant exposure by allowing these fungi to produce in your environment the very thing you're allergic to is something that you could take control of by just not letting half-drunk coffee mugs accumulate, because that's what the fungus wants.
So, which one of our fusty fledglings is the most responsible for the mould? The moment of truth's arrived. Having heard everything that we've got to tell you, who do you think is the criminal?
Siobhan? Yeah, me.
You?
Yeah.
Because of the amount of stuff you have growing on you?
Yeah, on my face, yeah.
Okay. Vanessa, I can tell you, you are not the criminal.
Yeah.
It's not quite time for a party just yet. Vanessa, I have one last question for you. Who does the least tidying up?
I don't think I've ever seen Rich tidy up, ever. Sorry.
It's alright.
You stand by that?
Yeah.
Richard, you are the criminal. In the end, it wasn't the clothes moths, it wasn't the slimy slugs, it wasn't even the blood-sucking bugs. It came down to who does the least cleaning up, and that was Rich. By not pulling his weight, he's putting Siobhan's life at risk. Twonk. So how do you feel knowing that you could be putting Siobhan at rather serious risk?
Yeah, just make sure I don't do it.
Yeah, I do feel kind of bad. I might be killing my housemate. I'm very pleased to find out that I was the cleanest in the house. I think it only, and very pleased to give Rich the criminal verdict, because maybe we'll make him tidy up now. That'd be good. But I'm surprised at Siobhan being so dirty. I thought it was either going to be me or Rich. But, and it kind of was me and Rich.
Yeah, I'm the criminal. I suppose I can't really be proud of it. But I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I don't think any of us are too dirty, so I think that's a plus point.
When you set off for university, you've got 1,001 things to worry about. How much will I learn? What will I study? Will I fit in? Will people find me sexually attractive? It's a long list. And at the bottom of that list is probably, will I get round to tidying up? Thing is, that's a fairly typical student house, and it's not the dirt or the grime or just the untidiness that's the problem. It's the penicillium sprouting out of every available discarded container, like the stubble on a trendy English teacher's chin. Bad stubble that could put Siobhan in bad hospital. Thing is, if they spend a bit of time doing something very unstudenty, like clearing up, they'll have more time to do very studenty things, like drinking and partying and figuring out how they're going to pay back all the debt they got themselves into over the last 3 years. They'll be paying it back for ages.